Hello, my awesome friends. I hope you're doing well. Those of you who've taken the exam very recently and you realized you needed to do something differently, this is for you. I call it a success exploitation scheme. I also call it a resiliency and failure recovery plan. So, whether you are about to take the exam or you've already taken the exam, this video is for you to help guide you towards success. Let's first of all explore failure recovery steps. The first step to recover from failure is honestly assess your hybrid knowledge. I've got a 8 to 10 point scheme for each area I'm going to be showing you here at a high level. So I'll show you the detail about how to assess your hybrid knowledge. Also in this video, I'll show you how to assess your agile knowledge. Lastly, honestly assess your predictive knowledge, and I'll be showing you how to do that. So let's get into it. Let's first talk about how to assess hybrid knowledge. The very first thing you should do is explain all the knowledge areas from an agile perspective. This will help you hybridize. It will help you mix the world of predictive that you already know and look for gaps in making the correlation between predictive and agile to give you a robust hybrid understanding. Secondly, explain what is hybrid project management. Thirdly, what are the four models for hybrid project management, and explain how you would execute that in the real world. I'm talking about in the Agile Practice Guide, the PMI has four models. Do you know what they are? What does that mean? You are a PMP in the real world and you've been asked to hybridize. How would you do that with these four models? Number four, how would you use hybrid as a transition strategy? If you have read the Agile Practice Guide, you should be able to answer this question. Read it to understanding and look for answers, because on the exam, you very well could get questions that ask specifically about hybrid transition. How would you go from predictive to hybrid? What are some of the steps you would take? What kind of mindset would the firm need to have? How would you go from hybrid to agile? How would you plan and execute such a move? Explain and account for each process from an agile lens. Do the same for each process group. It is going to help you to hybridize. Finally, in the world of hybrid, explain each of the 35 tasks of the PMP exam content outline from a hybrid lens. If you are not able to do this right now, these are gaps. You're going to learn a ton from closing these gaps. Let's move on to how to assess agile knowledge. First of all, understand what agile is. I'll give you the answer to this one. Agile is a mindset that you need to adapt to complex problems. It's a mindset that you need to use to solve complexity. And that's why when people say agile is anything else, I correct them. Agile is first and foremost a mindset. The mindset is encapsulated in the Agile Manifesto values and principles. So, do you know the values? Four of them, and do you know the 12 principles? Can you apply them and explain them in the context of your projects? What is Scrum? It's an agile framework. In the same token, explain Scrum, the 353 of it, and then explain Kanban and talk about the benefits of limiting your WIP. What does it mean? When we say stop starting, stop finishing, what are we talking about? PMI Agile Practice Guide has a bunch of practices of Agile. Explain each one of those from page 50 forward. Number seven, servant leadership. Expand on it. Number eight, talk about estimating. Talk about story points and velocity. Explain what planning poker and affinity estimating are and the differences between them. Explain how estimating in Agile has nothing to do with duration. So, what is it about? Number 9, explain knowledge areas from an Agile perspective. This is on pages 90 to 95 in the Agile Practice Guide. Number 10, read pages 58 and 59 in the Agile Practice Guide and know how to solve all those problems. And finally, explain each of the 35 tasks of the PMP exam content outline from an Agile lens. This will take you days to complete if you're doing it right. It's not about mowing down a bunch of questions alone. You first of all need to anchor down that knowledge, and that's what is missing in a lot of people's preparation. Let's move on to the next topic. You've probably guessed the next topic is going to be predictive. So I want to set the pace and the tone for predictive. You're probably thinking I will ask you to read the entire PMBOK guide, 6th edition. While it is not a bad idea to read the PMBOK guide 6th edition, success on the exam is not about rote knowledge and memorization. So instead, I want to call your attention to all of my videos that have to do with data flows and process flows. So my first question to you is, how do you see process flows in project management from a traditional lens? How do they flow? Now, I don't want you to give me a canned answer. I want you to think about it and explain it organically. How do processes flow in project management? Go over the 49 steps. They're processes, but I don't want you to think about them as the 49 processes. What I want you to do is organically describe them. And if you haven't already downloaded my free cheat sheet, you should. This cheat sheet is a brilliant way of understanding what exactly the 49 processes mean in everyday English. If you undertake this small task of going through the 49 processes from the lens of my cheat sheet, you will learn a lot. You can download it. Just Google Phil's PMP cheat sheet. You'll find it. I'll endeavor to put a link below, but I highly recommend that you download this and use it as part of your preparation to close the gaps. So go over all the 49 steps in that free cheat sheet. Next, go over every knowledge area and in your mind, go through what should be done first, middle, and last in each knowledge area. Ask the question, how can you mix knowledge areas? Give 30 ways any processes across knowledge areas could be mixed. So take integration and scope. Explain how you can mix those. Take scope and cost. Explain how they could flow and influence each other. Take something from risk and something from procurement. Explain how they could impact each other. And I want you to do that for each of the areas with another area. So it could be integration, something else, scope and something else, schedule and something else. By the time you are done, you would have learned a lot. You could do this hundreds of ways. To get a better idea of this, just search for Phil's Matrix, PMP, in YouTube. You'll find a few videos where I use this concept to better explore flows. Number 5, explain page 25 logic. Don't just rattle it off, but actually explain the logic of how things could flow, not by knowledge area, but through process group and even beyond process group, which means how does develop project charter, connect to close project or phase, and why. You need to understand that the project charter has success criteria that is used to deduce success or failure. That's why the project charter is an input to close project or phase. In the same token, explain the general flow. If you haven't watched my PMP or PMBOK guide mainline video, do a Google search for PMP or PMBOK mainline and you'll find that video. How should change requests flow? Watch my change request flow video. How should issues flow? Watch my issues flow video. How should risks be managed? Explain the flow. Watch my risk flow video. Explain the PMBOK mainline and explain process flow at a high level. And lastly, explain each of the 35 tasks of the PMP exam content outline from a predictive lens. Next, to really clinch the deal and ace the test, I would advise you to follow my 40 days to PMP exam curriculum. Cover a process a day and do the homework. Also, go over to pmradio.org. There's a free podcast, pmradio.org. Make sure you hit the podcast. There's over 180 episodes. Follow the process in getting certified and trust it. Practice rapid understanding and test taking. Practice tough, long questions. Cover your bases in all these areas: predictive, agile, and hybrid. Adjust your mindset going into the exam that you can and will succeed. And last but not least, take breaks and be firm with your definitions. Know your definitions really well. We've helped so many students overcome failure on the exam, and you'll find a number of videos out there from Praizion. Go on down to the website. It's praizion.com if you are looking for solutions and help to pass the exam or just to go through a robust course that covers everything you need to know. I sincerely wish you all the best if you have failed the exam in the past. Just know you absolutely can do it. Just follow the failure recovery steps. And I know it will help you succeed. All the best and talk to you soon. I look forward to some good news about your success. Just so you know, other folks who have failed the exam bounced back and passed it in record time. There was a student who passed the exam on a Thursday but had failed it prior on a Monday. Just be aware, a lot could happen in the space of 3 days. It could help you close the gaps, have a mental adjustment in the right direction. It could help you vastly. So I do want you to be encouraged, and I want you to know I am rooting for your success. I also want you to be aware that there is a free page on the Praizion site. In fact, if you go on down to the link projectmanagementdoctor.com/free PMP course, you will be able to take some free quizzes and you will be able to watch videos that I have purposely put up here for you. If you take a look, we have a drag and drop quiz. We have risk drag and drops, MBTI drag and drops. And here we have the main process flow, change request process flow, project closure process flow, iteration-based agile versus flow-based, and a lot more. 12 principles, so much content to get you in ship shape for the exam. I hope you take advantage of this. And I also hope you take advantage of the second free page here, which is a 40-day curriculum for exam success. So again, if you go to projectmanagementdoctor.com/40-day plan, scroll down, you can get our book, you can get all of these videos. If you just stay plugged in for the 40 days, a video for every process that covers every task, every one of the 35 tasks. in the content outline. So this is day one, and you can see it goes down day by day. Highly advise you to plug into these systems and tools. I'll make them available in the link below, but definitely click download to download this plan. You can see PMP ECO to PMBOK map. You click on that, you can download the PDF, and this can help guide your studying. I have a page or chapter in the PMBOK guide, and I have the relevant places in the Agile practice guide. And I do that all throughout process, people, and business alike. All the very best, my friends. I'm rooting for your success. Take care, and bye for now.